The flight attendant's words cut sharp through the cabin. Excuse me, girl. This isn't the welfare line. First class is for people who can actually afford it. Janelle Williams stood tall over seat 2A, her tone dripping with disdain. The entire row of passengers froze mid-movement. In that seat, a composed black woman looked up from her tablet. Eyes calm, unflinching. I have a first-class ticket. Dr. Kesha Washington replied softly, her hands slipping inside her blazer. Janelle snatched the boarding pass with exaggerated suspicion, then slapped it hard against Kesha's chest, the smack echoing like a gunshot. Don't try to scam your way up here. Honey. Heads turned. Whispers swirled. Kesha didn't flinch. She adjusted her blazer, and the subtle glint of an expensive watch flickered in the cabin light. Have you ever been underestimated so badly that people couldn't see the power sitting right in front of them? 10 minutes to take off. The captain's voice crackled faintly through the speakers. Kesha repeated calmly, I have a first-class ticket. Again, Janelle yanked the pass, holding it up to the light like contraband. MHM. Sure you do. She sneered, then turned to the cabin, raising her voice. Y'all, we got another one trying to sneak into first class. The businessman in one seat eagerly pulled out his phone, ready to record. The elderly woman in 1D leaned close to her husband, whispering, they always try this nonsense. Janelle, feeding the drama, flipped her phone to selfie mode and started live streaming. Hey everyone, it's your girl Janelle dealing with some drama in first class. This woman thinks she can sit wherever she wants. Viewers piled in 23, 47, 89, and climbing. Security to gate 12A. Janelle spoke into her headset, her eyes locked on Kesha. The doctor sat still, reaching for her wallet. A platinum Centurion card flashed in the light, making the businessman scoff. Probably stolen, he muttered. Kesha's phone buzzed. She answered calmly. Tell the board I'll be 20 minutes late. Janelle rolled her eyes for her live stream. Oh, she's got board meetings now. Probably McDonald's corporate. Her chat exploded with laughing emojis. Heavy footsteps pounded up the jet bridge. 2 bulky security officers entered. What's the situation? Officer Martinez asked. This passenger refuses to move to coach, Janelle declared, authority in her voice. Martinez finally turned to Kesha. Designer handbag on her Lapa Hermes Birkin worth more than his car. He assumed it was fake. Ma'am, you need to gather your things. Kesha's fingers moved over her phone, sending 3 rapid messages. To her assistant, to her legal team, to someone labeled simply as board chair personal. The businessman's video was already live on X under first-class fraud. Retweets multiplied. A flight attendant from Coach poked her head in. Need backup? Nah. Security's got it. Janelle smirked. Her stream count hit 156. The middle-aged man in 4C stood halfway. Excuse me. This doesn't seem right. She has her pass. Sit down. Sir. Martinez warned. The elderly woman turned. Voice sweet but cutting. Honey. She's obviously scamming. We've all seen it. Passengers murmured. Choosing sides. Martinez pressed again. Ma'am, we need to resolve this quickly. Flight must depart. Kesha looked up, unbothered. I'm waiting for the captain. Janelle snapped. Girl, the captain doesn't have time for games. Security. Remove her. Martinez reached for his radio. Ground. Prepare for gate return. That's when senior manager Derek Jenkins appeared. His crisp uniform and clipboard silenced the crew. What's the delay? Passenger refusing to move to coach. Janelle answered, suddenly professional. Jenkins studied Kesha her calm, her understated elegance. He asked to see her ID and boarding pass. For the first time, Kesha smiled. Of course. The ticket showed seat 2A purchased 3 days ago $2. 847. Her ID, Dr. Kesha, Washington. Buckhead, Atlanta. Jenkins frowned. It looked legitimate. Too legitimate. He'd seen scams before. Documents appear valid. But we've had high-quality forgeries. I'll verify with Central. Online. The businessman's video spread. Why is this taking so long? Drag her off. The tower called takeoff, slot at risk. Jenkins pulled his tablet. Cross-checking records. Gold status. But limited flight history. Suspicious. Did you buy directly or a third party? He probed. Directly. Kesha replied calmly. Would you like the confirmation number? Passengers started defending her. The Latina woman in 3B spoke up. I saw her boarding pass. The black man in 4C nodded. Clear as day. Pressure mounted. Jenkins clung to his narrative. Ma'am, given circumstances, I must ask you to deplane. Kesha reached slowly into her blazer. The cabin tensed. But instead of documents, she placed a black leather card holder on her tray. She slid out a single card, setting it face down. Mr. Jenkins, before you decide, I suggest you call the captain personally. Jenkins dismissed her. I have full authority. Martinez pressed forward. Janelle whispered to her stream. She's stalling. Y'all. The businessman's hashtag trended. Then Captain Rodriguez's voice boomed, due to operational issues. A brief delay. Flight attendants. Pause preparations. Sarah, another attendant, rushed in. Captain wants to speak to you. Jenkins. About the passenger in 2A. Jenkins faltered. How did the captain know her seat number? He disappeared into the cockpit. The cabin buzzed. The young Latina woman glimpsed the card on Kesha's tray. Her eyes widened. She whispered, Oh my God. Minutes later, Jenkins returned pale. Captain Rodriguez behind him. The captain's eyes locked on Kesha, his face shifting from stern to shaken. Everyone, step back from seat 2A. Authority radiated from his tone. Security froze. Janelle's livestream viewers were confused. Rodriguez approached. Ma'am, I apologize. There's been a terrible mistake. The cabin was dead quiet. Phones everywhere recorded. Kesha spoke evenly. Captain, this has gone beyond misunderstanding. Dozens of streams, thousands of viewers, real-time documentation. The question is, what are you prepared to do? At last, she lifted the card. Elegant, understated, devastating. Washington Aerospace Industries. Dr. Kesha Washington, CEO and founder. Primary contractor. Commercial Aviation Division. Gasps rippled. The businessman read aloud for his stream. Voice faltering. Washington Aerospace. CEO? His chat exploded. That's the company that leases planes. Rodriguez paled. Washington Aerospace controlled billions in aircraft assets. Kesha tapped her phone, showing the app, this very plane, tail number N847WA, leased from her company. Contract value, $2. $3 million annually. Lease term, 7 years. The Latina woman in 3B covered her mouth. She worked in aviation insurance. She knew the name. The revelation spread like fire. Hashtags blew up. Aviation forums lit up. Rodriguez whispered, Ma'am, I had no idea. Clearly. She tapped her phone again. Also, Meridian Investment Group me other firm holds 7% equity in Skylink's parent company. The cabin erupted. She wasn't just leasing planes, she partly owned the airline. Jenkins nearly collapsed. Janelle ended her stream in panic. Too late. Copies circulated everywhere. Passengers stared, realizing the woman they doubted owned the ground they stood on. Rodriguez's voice cracked. Dr. Washington, what would you like us to do? Kesha finally smiled. Accountability. Real accountability. She laid out demands. The flight attendant terminated. The manager suspended and retrained. A public apology. Systemic change bias training. Real-time incident reporting, executive accountability. Director Morrison, the regional boss, called in. Done. Every change. Effective immediately. His voice trembled with urgency. The cabin broke into applause. Even passengers who'd stayed silent clapped, some with tears in their eyes. Kesha stood, voice strong. This wasn't just about me. It's about every traveler who faced discrimination without power to fight back. Today, change begins. The plane eventually took off late, but carrying more than passengers. It carried a new standard. 6 months later, Skylink reported a dramatic drop in discrimination complaints. Kesha's foundation expanded protections industry-wide. Preparation beat confrontation. Dignity defeated discrimination. And one woman's quiet power reshaped an entire system. Have you ever seen someone underestimated, only to reveal their true strength? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that prove sometimes the most powerful response is the one they never see coming.